Right before we joined Elevate City, I would say we were both pretty much spiritually dead. We were both out of, graduated college, and we're no longer a part of a church.
I was just kind of wrestling with a lot of questions about God, but just felt like we were on our own with it. And I remember letting him in on that and him being like, you know what, like, I don't really know where we're at, but like, we got to get back in church. Like, we just have to find a place. So we Googled churches around us and we found Elevate. And I mean, the first day that we went there was actually Equip group launch.
I enjoyed the first service that we went to at Elevate City, but I was kind of reluctant to just hop right into, a whole discipleship group with a bunch of people that I didn't know. And I remember the first night that I got to our actual Equip meeting, it was a room full of guys that I had never met before. I was a little bit shy, and and I was still a little bit, skeptical that really this is going to be something that's really going to be that useful or helpful. My two group leaders were like, all right, y'all came here to learn, and we're going to do that. And that was an area I was like, oh, okay. So this is what I've been looking for.
I just remember like feeling so like spiritually dead inside, like when I first joined, and I really did not have much to offer, but I kept showing up, and these people just like getting to sit with like 12 other women who were encountering God and like holding me to like who they know him to be, reminding me of like his truths, his promises, like our purpose in this life. Like that was just one thing, like they rooted me back to who I knew God to be. I think Equip just like, it reminds you of the call in your life, which is to like go make disciples, learn how to like, trust and follow Jesus, and then teach others.
One night after Equip, me and Celine both were in our separate Equip groups, and we got done, and I told Celine, like, hey, I can't explain it. We're going to go drive somewhere, and we're going to go share the gospel with someone. And we went to the only place that was open that night, which was a bar that was this little rundown bar. And so we went to go sit down at a bar, and I turned to my left, she turns to her right, and we were just sharing the gospel. You can just see how the Holy Spirit was moving during all of this. Some guy approaches me, and we start talking about Jesus, and he's not a believer, and he tells me straight in my face, he's no more the Son of God than you or I. And not only do I start sharing more, but I start picking out things that I learned at Equip, telling them, why I believe the Bible, why Jesus was who he said he is, pulling out verses. And eventually it turned from him saying, Jesus is no more the Son of God than you or I, to like, I've done too much and I sinned too much. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, this is who you need then. And so I read him John 3:16 and 17, and he started tearing up and crying. And I asked him if he was ready to give his life to Jesus that night, and he nodded and said yes, and I got to pray for him. And so whenever me and Celine left, I was just bawling my eyes out in the car, because it was just like, I mean, this is what Equip is supposed to do. And because of that, there was a man who got saved from it that wasn't even part of our Equip group.
Like, I've seen where it not only impacts like my relationship with God and our relationship, but like I've gotten to take it into like every other relationship in my life. Like, my work is different. Like, we have Bible studies, we fast together. Like, a place where Jesus was not talked about or known before. Like, now here are people who just like delight and enjoy life with him. And it's just, I would have never guessed that in 4 months something like that could happen, and I could have never done it by myself. Join an Equip group. Even if you are like, yeah, I want to take that next step and like find the more with God, like I want to grow deeper in my faith. If you're like that, yes, Equip. If you're like, I really don't want to, and that seems like a big commitment, like, yes, do it. Because like we were in both of those places. Like we didn't know if this was it, but we knew that we needed something. And then also like we were scared a little bit to sign up and make that commitment. But I mean, Equip has just changed everything for us, and we are so excited about it. And I would just say, keep coming back to Elevate, just keep showing up, and then sign up for Equip.